Today, we're going to talk about Attu and Kiska Islands, the only time foreign forces occupied U.S. territory during World War II, and also how the American military lost 313 men during an invasion to retake those islands, even though there wasn't a single Japanese soldier left to defend them. Let's take a look at what happened. The year is 1943. World War II rages across Europe, Africa, and the Pacific. In a lesser-known theater of war, the United States and Japan are locked in a deadly game of cat and mouse in the Aleutian Islands, a chain of remote, windswept volcanic islands stretching from Alaska toward Asia. In June 1942, the Japanese seized two of them, Attu and Kiska, marking the only time foreign forces occupied U.S. territory during the war. It was a bold, strategic move intended to divert American attention and disrupt supply lines. But it also sparked one of the harshest and most overlooked campaigns of the Pacific War. By 1943, the tide was turning. The U.S. had recaptured Attu after a brutal battle in May. Now, only Kiska remained under Japanese control. Here's where things get strange. On July 26th, a U.S. task force patrolled the waters near Kiska. Fog blanketed the ocean. Visibility was near zero. Then, something unexpected happened. Radar operators aboard several ships suddenly detected a massive formation of targets. Dozens of ships, it seemed, just off the coast. The blips, called pips, suggested that an entire Japanese fleet was moving in for the kill. Panic spread. The Americans feared they were walking into a trap. They opened fire. The ships fired at full force, not at visible enemies, but at signals on a radar screen. For hours, they remained on high alert, expecting torpedoes, bombs, something in return. But the only response was silence. When the fog finally lifted, the sea was empty. No enemy ships, no signs of damage, no debris, no oil slicks. So what exactly happened that night? Radar was still a relatively new tool in 1943, powerful but far from perfect. Some experts believe the radar signals were caused by flocks of birds disturbed by the ships or weather. Others blame atmospheric conditions, specifically temperature inversions, which can bend and bounce radar waves, creating phantom contacts. It could also have been interference, ghost signals from the ships themselves, or distant objects refracted by the dense Aleutian fog. Whatever the cause, the Americans had been tricked into fighting shadows. Just weeks after the Battle of the Pips, the U.S. launched a massive amphibious assault on Kiska Island. Over 34,000 Allied troops, American and Canadian, prepared for what they believed would be a bloody fight to retake the island. But once again, reality was stranger than fiction. As the troops moved inland, they encountered no resistance, no gunfire, no Japanese soldiers. Kiska was empty. Unbeknownst to U.S. intelligence, the Japanese had evacuated Kiska under the cover of fog. Nearly 5,100 men, extracted in a daring and silent operation just 2 weeks earlier. They had left behind decoys, booby traps, and confusion. The Allies had prepared for a battle that never came, and yet, tragedy still struck. Despite the absence of enemy forces, the invasion of Kiska was not without casualties. In a heartbreaking twist, 313 Allied soldiers lost their lives during the operation. They died due to mines, booby traps, friendly fire, accidents, misidentification, and the brutal Arctic weather. In some cases, fog and tension led Allied forces to shoot at each other, believing they were under attack. No enemy bullets were fired, but lives were lost nonetheless. 313 lives for an island already abandoned. The Battle of the Pips and the invasion of Kiska remain powerful reminders of the fog of war, both literal and metaphorical. They show how even the most advanced tools can fail under pressure and how fear and confusion can shape history. They also reveal the psychological toll of warfare in remote, hostile environments. As we cover lesser-known facts from war history, some details may vary depending on the source. As always, we do our best to verify facts and figures using as many reliable sources as possible. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you next time.